crafty friends, Carrie here. As may remember, the flow journal that I received, that I did a video on, and I said I was going to show you guys what I made, the one that I'll be sending back to her. So I just wanted to show her cover appears to be made out of cardstock that's been covered with paper. So I wanted to show you this one, just to remind you that that was the one that I had received. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you again, Carol. Okay, and then here's the one that I'm going to make. Now, I already actually have my cover put together, but I'm just going to talk about it. I got some paper when Crafter's Companion was having a warehouse clearance sale, and I got some really good deals. And one of the things I got is I got this really pretty paper that is 18 inches this way by 12. And I haven't really used it for a while, even though I find it really pretty. And actually this piece, you might recognize, had been kind of laying here. It was actually in a lot of my videos. So it has gotten some texture paste on to it, some sprays and stuff. But the idea, well, first off, the group that I've been in, we're doing this in, is Trashy and Flowish junk journals. So everything doesn't have to be new anyway. But this is just for the cover. Now, because I'm just using paper, I did not want my cover to, my spine to bend. So this is actually, I don't have it laying where I can reach it. You know, the priority mailboxes. So this is one that I had received something in. And I cut a strip from the side of the priority mail thing. Then I just took some pink cardstock. I covered that. And this is about 11 inches. That's why this is folded up here. So I covered the cardstock, and then I glued it down in the middle. So I just measured. This was 3.5 inches. This is 18 inches. I think this is 3.5. Is this 3.5 or is it 3? Yeah, it's 3.5. And so this is 18 inches. So I took the 3.5 from the 18, which left 14.5. So I knew I needed to come in like 7.25. So I came in about 7 because I knew there was going to need to be a little bit of room to flow. So I came in 7 inches. I scored it. Then I centered this and put it down. And so that gives me a really good sturdy spine, because what I'm going to use for to hold this, because the idea for a flow journal is that everything's easily removable. So I got these in a pack of 5 at the Dollar Tree. So there's 2 other ones, and I don't see them laying here right now. But one was black and one was like brown, and they had like gold threads running in them. But then there were these 3 that had these cute little rhinestones that were already on them. I didn't add those in. And these are just elastic headbands. And so they had a peach, a pink, and a gray. And I thought that went really well with my paper. So what I'm going to do is just stretch these and bring them over onto, I want to show you, see, it would kind of bend the paper if I hadn't put something in here. So I want the gray one in the middle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and kind of center it. And then I'm going to take the pink one and I'm going to bring it in over here from the other side. And let's get it over that. And because these have rhinestones, I want the rhinestones shown, so I just have to make sure. So bring that over that way. I want it on here where there's enough room, but I also want to make sure I have room that I need. Okay. Get that out of the way. I'm getting junky again. I need to clean up my workspace. That's the problem. I work and things become a mess. Okay, so I'm going to put my peach one on and do the same thing. Just kind of get it centered. And then what I'll do is I'll flip it over here so I can see. So I would say the peach one could come over this way a little bit. The gray one could come over that way. And then my pink one can come a little bit more on. Okay, so now I have what I will slip my papers under to hold my signatures in, and I am doing 3 signatures. This is a rather large flow journal. You certainly could do a single signature. You could keep your papers to 8.5 by 11s, in which case if you were using that and folding your 8.5 by 11, so the length would be 8.5, and then you fold it, which gives you 5.5 wide. You certainly can make a smaller junk journal. I would say if you just want to make a single signature flow journal, you know, somewhere between 10 and 15 sheets for one signature, in which case instead of having a 3.5 inch spine, you could probably have a 1 inch spine, a 1 or a 1 1/4 inch spine, and you could certainly have this, you know, to be smaller here as well. That's kind of up to you. Now, I've already got my things together, so I'm just going to kind of show you my signatures. I did make this bigger because I was adding in some bigger pieces. So one of the things I'm doing is I have wallpaper, because I have rolls of wallpaper that I got at secondhand store. And the theme for this journal was a mixed media. It also was lightweight. Wallpaper's not super lightweight, but I wanted to add that in because it's nice and not everybody has that. And then this is just some light computer paper. And then I decided to share a sheet of this gold vellum that I had got a long time ago. And then these here, this is like a tracing paper, but it's pink and it's vintage. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but the edges have, you know, patina where it's discolored. That's another piece of computer paper. Then this is actually a paper from one of my art journals that I drew that I'm putting in here. This is like a painted paper. That's just some pretty tissue paper that I'm putting in. This paper, I don't know if the shine's showing up. This is actually paper from where I print labels, because I sell on Etsy. And so when you peel the labels off, this side is slit, and then this side is just like a regular, feels like a regular paper. But I put that in because I thought that could be interesting. You could do like some resist on this and stuff. I have some of that Tim Holtz tissue paper, so I decided to share a pretty good size piece of that. And this is just some really pretty tissue paper. This is a piece of wallpaper border. That I got at the secondhand store. It wants to curl. This is a piece of paper that's been sprayed. It's got some embossed butterflies. I don't know if those are going to show up. Sticking that in there. The idea of a flow journal is to have a variety of different types of papers. Okay, and then I have just some napkins that I've collected. These are actually, now this one's actually from the Jane Davenport collage papers. And more napkins, that's Jane Davenport. And that's a Jane Davenport one. And then that's a napkin. This is a smaller piece of wallpaper. I'll organize those back so they're there. That I have put in. This is a really pretty napkin that I really like that I had got. I think I got this on Tuesday morning on clearance. Another napkin. A piece of kind of pearl vellum silver. This is just a piece of netting, not netting, tulle. Sparkly pink tulle. This is a piece of wrapping paper. That's tissue paper. A piece of like a parchment type paper. This is some of that Hobby Lobby tissue paper that I love that I used to make glassine bags out of. And that's another piece of that. And then this is some doilies, sorted doilies here. And then this is actually, this is when I make the shaker tags, this is that acetate that I get, that's the overhead projector papers. And what I did here is I decided to share some washi tape. So on the acetate, I took a variety of different washi tapes and I just wound them around. So there's a good, because this is 8.5 inches, and I went across, down, over, and then down again. So there's at least 24 inches on here of each of the washi tapes. And then she would also have the acetate to play with after she takes the washi tape off. Okay, so that's one signature. So let me just kind of try to neaten that up now so that everything is kind of lined up. And so in general, when you're doing this, you're not necessarily wanting to fold it and crease it so much, because it's just for the person to be able to use. So it's not like when you're making a regular junk journal and you're going to crease all of your pages so you can get them in there and sew them in, because we're not going to sew these in. So what I'll do with my first signature, slip it in under what I'm using to hold it. And by the way, I mean, you could use ribbon that you tied, you could use twine, you could use anything you wanted. You're just not sewing these signatures in. These are loose signatures that should be easy to remove and use so that they can just pull the papers out, or whatever other goodies you put in. Okay. All right, so that's signature 1. And then I have a second signature, and it's similar in that I started off with a big piece of wallpaper, and then I have some computer paper, I have some more of that pink tissue paper, I have a piece of parchment, here's a piece of art from my art journal. Oh, if you guys watched the video where I did some artist trading coins, I had decoupaged a napkin down and glittered that napkin. And I did it on 12 by 12, and I only used half the paper, so I'm going to put that in there because I thought that might be neat for her. Another painted paper, some tissue paper, and this is kind of like a plastic tissue paper. Another piece of the paper from where I print labels. And this is from some rolls of paper that I got at Hobby Lobby. I showed those during one of my hauls. And then we have some more napkins and some more Jane Davenport ones, a computer paper, some pretty gold tulle, another wallpaper border, that's another art journal page. This is not really tulle, I don't know, how would you call this? Chiffon maybe? It's very thin. And it's not really picking up so much on there. Oh, there you go. See, it's kind of like iridescent. I really like that. There's some of that Hobby Lobby tissue I love. More doilies in the middle. And then in the middle of this one, I took one of those 9 pocket holders, like what you make pocket letters with. And I decided to share some trims. So I have some eyelash trims, some little soft fuzzy yarn. I have some gold sequence strings, some vintage ribbons. That's just some black rhinestone strips, and then I shared some silver, gold, and copper threads. And there again, I just kind of put this in the middle. I'll put that in separately actually, because I got to wiggle that in. Okay, so I didn't mess this signature up as much. So you just kind of slip it under your band or tie it in however you're putting it in. I had made a faux journal one time, and I used one of the vinyl placemats from the Dollar Tree that made a really nice cover as well. And I think on that one, did I use elastic bands or did I tie it? I might have tied that one with ribbon. Oh, okay, let me get my sheet in here. I'm just going to kind of put that in there like that. Okay. You just have to kind of adjust the papers a little bit, try to make sure they're kind of centered. Okay, and then we'll go to my last signature, which is, I used another wallpaper that I have. There's one of my art journal pages, a parchment sheet, more of that thin pink tracing paper, vellum, computer paper, an art journal page. This here, see if you can see this. I don't know if I can move it out, see if I can get it where you guys can see it. This is player piano paper. I got a bunch of this, and so I cut her off a nice size piece. That's really fun to use in junk journals. That's from a roll of paper from Hobby Lobby, green tissue paper, striped tissue paper. This is from Michael's, it's the collage paper. Another sticker paper. This mermaid scale, this was from Hobby Lobby. And then I have some napkins that I've collected and decided to share with her so that she could, because napkins are so much fun. So I put in napkins. Then this is computer paper. This is fabric from a dress that I bought at Hospice Attic, that I bought the dress for, the actual fabric. And I'm sharing a piece of that with her. Wallpaper border, tissue paper, Tim Holtz tissue paper, another art journal page, and then I have some doilies. And that's it for this signature. So let me just kind of try to center things up here. And like I said, when you're doing a junk journal or a faux journal, they really don't have to be this big. And I think actually in the group I'm in, Trashy Flowish Junk Journals, I think maybe it's 15 sheets. Like I said, I tend to go overboard anyway. Okay, now I want to add in a few paper clips just because I want to put some in. So there's a little altered paper clip that I made using some music paper, some of those teeny flowers I made, and some little pom-pom trim. I'm going to put that in there. I'm looking for places to put it. Okay, I'm going to put this one here. This is a little one I made using some scrapbook paper, Tim Holtz words, little people, some jewels. I'll just put that here on this piece of tissue paper. I think I'm going to give her one of my flower ones I made, but those flowers I made from the Dollar Tree flowers. I took some paper clips and I made some. So I did that. I added some little pearls, some green ribbon. I think I'm going to stick this one to the front. Which I think I'll stick it right here. I want the pearls in the front. Come on, thing. Come on, thing. Arc. Okay. Put that on there. That's going to come down. Okay. So that's, I wanted to add in those. Okay, so now I need a tie for my journal. And what I have that I'm going to use, which she would then be able to reuse as well, is this. It's actually some type of a knitting yarn. I got this from Hobby Lobby. years ago. And it's just in my thing. So what I do is I kind of make sure that those are nice and centered. And what I'm going to do is slip this in here. And then I'm just going to kind of center it, making sure I have it about center. Okay. And I'm using 2 pieces, so it's double. I'm just going to take that. And I'm just going to do a loose, just an overhand loop thing. And then I'm just going to pull those together so it kind of, I don't want them to lay down flat though. I don't want it to be curly. I'm just going to make sure they're where I want them to be. Okay. Bring it over, bring it under, and then over here. Take it, tie it, and just do a little bow. And that will be going out, so Carol will be receiving hers soon. I hope you guys enjoy this and may inspire you to do a little journaling. And I will put a link for that group that I'm in that does this. I'm not an admin or anything in that group. I just enjoy that group. So I'll add a link to that group in the description below in case you'd like to check it out. Okay. Well, that's all for this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you hadn't. And I'll catch you on the next day.